Hey there, freedom seekers and passive dreamers. Welcome back to The Passive Pathway, the show where we explore how to make your money move while you don't. I'm your host, Nelson, aka Nelly, and I'm absolutely thrilled to have you on the journey with us again. Whether you're tuning in from your couch, your hammock, or your favorite overpriced coffee shop, just know this. We're here to help you turn your Wi-Fi into Y-funds. They say money doesn't grow on trees, but clearly they've never heard of affiliate marketing in their pajamas. Now, today's episode is something truly special. We're diving deep, pun fully intended, with someone who knows all about navigating both literal and financial waters. Our guest today, Captain John Willms, has not only commanded ships but also successfully steered his life from a career at sea to building passive income streams right from the comfort of home. Yes, that's right, from ocean waves to online pays. But before we jump into the conversation, let's set the scene for what the Passive Pathway is really about. It's not just another podcast about making money online. It's about real people, real strategies, and sustainable systems that work even when you're off the clock or off the grid. It's about asking yourself, what if I could earn more by doing less and live more while stressing less? That's the path we're on, and that's exactly why Captain John's journey is so inspiring. He didn't just retire from his life at sea, he rewired it, learning how to leverage tools, platforms, and opportunities that work for him instead of the other way around. So whether you're just starting out or already sailing your own passive ship, there's something in this episode for you. I used to think side hustles were sketchy. Now my side hustle makes more than my ex-boss ever paid me. All right, let's not waste another second. It's time to hear how Captain John turned calm waters into cash flow. Grab your notebook, or don't, because if we're doing this right, your income will take notes for you. Let's dive in. Hi there, everyone. It's aka Nelly here. Today, I'm absolutely honored and privileged to welcome a truly fascinating guest to the Passive Pathway podcast. Someone whose journey blends saltwater, sales, and Satoshi. Joining us is John Willms, also affectionately known and in some circles as Captain John or Stone Age. John is not only a seasoned sailor and master boat builder, but he's also been navigating the ever-changing tides of the crypto world since before most of us even knew what crypto was. Currently working independently at cryptocurrency consulting and proudly self-employed, John brings decades of hands-on experience, unconventional wisdom, and a rare kind of clarity when it comes to building a life of freedom, both financially and geographically. Originally from Thunder Bay, Ontario, John studied sinology at the University of Winnipeg and is a graduate of Sturgeon Creek Regional Secondary School. Today he calls Roachen in the Islas de la Bahia, I hope I said that right, Honduras, his home, embracing a lifestyle that truly reflects the spirit of independence and innovation that this podcast is all about. John, thank you so much for accepting my invitation. It's a real privilege to have you with us, and I know our listeners are in for a truckload of value today as we dive into your unique story, your views on the crypto landscape, and the life lessons you picked up while sailing through both storms and success. So welcome aboard, Captain. Let's sail.
Hey, it's so great to be here, Nelly. Great. Thanks for all of that. And I appreciate you asking me to come on your podcast. I'm honored to be here.
Now we're going to have a Q&A session, an in-depth Q&A session with Captain John. And so we're going to go ahead and jump right into the segment. Okay, the first segment is the journey begins with your story. So, Captain John, what was the turning point that made you decide to pursue passive income or start working from home?
The turning point, boy, being a sailor, it's pretty difficult to work from one specific spot. You know, I've put 40,000 miles or plus under the keel of my sailboat. So having a home base is great, but doesn't really fit into the lifestyle. You know, being involved with several businesses before crypto came out and remote possibilities were available, I wasn't really terribly happy about it, because most of the time businesses that I was involved with involved having to be in one spot because of, you know, weekly meetings and those sorts of things.
Sure.
And you know, my dream in that aspect of it was to get on a sailboat and go around the world, and about halfway there. but having the ability to work remotely has really changed my life, and that started for me almost as soon as the internet came into play. I remember sitting there going on Archie and Veronica search engines back in the early 90s, and seeing the possibilities and looking for financial opportunities in that, having a few that some worked, some didn't. You know, it's as it goes on for the whole aspect of it. But it really opened up my eyes as far as what this new internet thing could do. And that was back in dial-up, when, you know, I had long distance charges to the nearest phone provider, dial-up, that sort of thing. And then you know, that was right after, actually, I sold my business in Winnipeg. And moved out to the West Coast and learned. I remember Jeff Bezos, seeing articles about him and seeing pictures of him in his garage with the Amazon logo sitting up behind him and a stack of books. And I looked at that and I went, you know, this guy's got something going on. And I give him kudos for doing what he's doing. And maybe, just maybe, something else I can do something else with it. At that point in time, I was looking for something different, and it just showed up. And I did some searching. That this is when the Yahoo search engine started coming out, and those sorts of things, and getting into more and more mainstream by about 96 or so. And then I found a place called ClickBank.
Oh, okay. I remember that one.
Yeah, and I looked at that and what it was, the possibilities of it. You know, what do you mean? I can turn around and sell somebody else's product online, and not have to have any inventory, not have to put out any money, all I have to do is advertise this website, and I'll get paid. So I thought, what the heck? And I've had a ClickBank account since 1996, when they first got started, and through the years, worked with that to build it up. And was it passive? It was remote. There's no question about it. But was it passive? Not in your life. It took as much or more work than I had to do with my retail stores in Winnipeg. So it was great, wild, and wonderful. And I still have a ClickBank account to this day, and I still earn money with it. Not as much as I used to, but because of other things. But, you know, I go in there every now and again and see what kind of offers they have. And is there something that coincides with the passive side and how to earn money online and that sort of, it's great. ClickBank, Digistore 24, JVZoo, all of those.
John, can you walk us through your first successful online income stream and what you learned from that experience?
Oh, that was ClickBank. That was my first online income stream. And what I learned is that you can work from anywhere. Doesn't matter where you are on the planet with it. You can sell other people's products and earn huge commissions for selling them. I learned that it was it was viable, it was possible, and anybody could do it. I also learned that it was far from passive. it
Yeah.
was it is a lot of work, and it takes a lot of money. You know, you see the ClickBank advertisers come out and say, "Oh yeah, I made $10,000 in a day." Well, what they don't tell you is they spent $9,000 to do it.
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
and granted, $1,000 in a day is great money, but the work that goes into that $1,000 for that day that you earn as profit probably spanned a month or a month and a half before that in getting everything ready and getting the lists together and finding a target audience and building your lists up and all of those sorts of things. And then once that's done, then each offer that you can do is you've got an audience for it. One thing that I've always taught and always followed is the money's in your list. Yeah, you can count on about $1 if you use it properly and have the right audience. You can count on about $1 per month per person on your email list. So if you've got 4,000 people on your email list that are good, solid members and active, you probably count on about $4,000 a month in income. That doesn't necessarily mean net income. That's gross. I mean, then you have to pay for all the stuff that you have to do, the advertising, the subscriptions for the email lists and those sorts of things. And there's been so many things come into play, like Leadsleep. Pretty much everything that you want from a paid system, you can get for free on Leadsleep. I highly recommend that for everybody and anybody.
Do you still, sorry, I'm interrupting. Do you still believe in the list system? I mean, do you think it's still a good idea for people or listeners who are you're thinking of, starting an online business or in the online marketing world, or, considering passive income or, going that path, to have a list always with them? It's a good idea, or it's
not as important. It's not as important, Nelly, as it used to be, but it is still very important. You want to have a list of people that you can put your offers out to, and they'll be receptive to it. No point in not having a list of people you can contact with when opportunity that looks viable comes into play, and and you test it and you find out that this actually might be real, and you want to share it with people. I'm of the mindset that if I can do it, anybody can do it.
Awesome.
Because that's just the way it is. I have all these degrees. I have engineering and the enology,
absolutely,
all these other things, but they've helped me out a lot in life. There's no question about it. But when it comes to, do you want to spend the time and effort to have the retail store, which my enology degree was for, because it was homemade wine and beer making supplies. I was putting 15, 16 hours a day into it. It helped me buy a house. It did a whole bunch of things for me.
It was hard work.
I was never there because I was always out working my business. Right. My store was open certain hours of the day, but it didn't end there. I mean, I was there 3 hours beforehand. I was there a couple hours after the fact, and then on the weekends and such, when there were meetings and events and those sorts of things that I need to be at. Well, that caused my marriage to suffer. It caused all those things, great, wild, wonderful, and I made a bunch of money with it, but I needed something different. And when I saw the possibilities for earning online, I dove into it. I did.
So a 9-to-5 job it comes with its part and parcel, right? With its negative.
Well, a 9-to-5 job is 9-to-5 job. That's all it is, and you're limited. You're trading your hours for dollars, and if you get to spend a little bit of time extra there, you get paid overtime, maybe. But for the most part, I find a 9-to-5 job is something that's necessary for everybody to do, so they get the idea that they may not want to do it. Some people are fine with it. And
Okay.
a lot of people make 6, 7 figure incomes with 9 to 5 jobs. It's not very many, but it's possible, and one of the things that one of my mentors, when I see way back in the 80s, I got involved in a company. I've probably heard of it, called Amway.
Yep. Hmm.
I had a great mentor in Amway, one of their biggest, actually their biggest leg, the Bill Britt side, and he took me under his wing and taught me so many things that I could use in both that business and any other business.
Okay.
And one of the things he told me was, I've made millions and millions and millions of dollars with Amway, but that's not where I make the most of my money. I take the money that I make from Amway and I put it in other places where I can get
Okay.
the passive
That's
income.
that's the pearl of
Right.
wisdom.
And this is what started to pique me on that. I did that. I was successful with it, but it limited my scope of how I wanted to live my life. Right.
Hmm.
I look at the multimillionaires in that kind of business. They have a pretty good life. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
It's something that many people would absolutely do anything for,
True. True.
but it's not the life that I wanted to live. At that point in time, there's no possible way that I could attend or hold a meeting for the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Well, that's changed now.
Yeah.
I can do that now, right? I can be in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, turn on my Starlink, and
Yep.
I
And that's it. Yeah.
and that's one of the things that I dreamed of back then is, when will the day be that I can be in the middle of the Pacific Ocean and then contact my team and have a meeting of my team, say, look what you
Now you can pretty much do that.
I can. Not pretty much. I can. I can.
Wouldn't you say that? I think the thing is that many people are so have adapted to that concept or that mindset. Basically, I wouldn't say concept, to that mindset that I'm very much okay with a 9 to 5 job. I just can't. The factor that affects them is the fear of change. That if I were to do this as something passive, or would I really make money? Would I really make something out of this? And it would affect my income that I'm getting regularly, because it's something, some people think of it as not stable. So bringing that into into the podcast, specifically when I say that, is looking at your current portfolio and what you had before. How does it differ from when you started, and what has it influenced now, the current times, that has brought about those changes to where you are right now?
Fear. Fear is something that we all have. And one of the things that I look at is false expectations appearing real. Well, I can't do that. I have my stable income. And I can't vary from that because, I've got mortgages, I've got car payments, I've got kids to feed, I've got all these obligations that I need to take care of. And I'm with you 100%. Do not give up your 9 to 5 until, okay. And this is something else that Bill Britt taught me. Do not give up your 9 to 5. Work outside of that. Okay. You want to spend quality time with your family. I get that. But, when your kids are young, they go to bed at 8 o'clock.
Yep.
Okay. From 8 till 10, you can take those 2 hours and invest it in yourself and learning and finding these opportunities, asking questions of people that are of a higher income. Okay.
Well,
if you hang around with 5 broke people, you're going to be broke. The sixth. You hang around with 6 millionaires, you're 5 millionaires, you're going to be the sixth. So, you want to find mentors, you want to find people that are outside your circle, that unless you have people in your circle that are millionaires, then keep up with it.
Absolutely.
But if you don't, then find some, and you don't have to give up your old friends. But when you take financial advice from someone that's broke, how's that going to benefit you?
No, absolutely.
Don't do that, because don't do that business because I hear that nobody succeeds at it. Well, you know what? I guess I'm nobody because I've always looked down that path. I've been a businessman all my life, really. I started my first business when I was about 6 years old, painting Matchbox cars for my
Wow,
friends for a
that's
quarter a
sweet.
piece, and it's just been going on and on since then. I've always been buying the entrepreneur magazines and reading the articles and getting information and trying to find people that I can ask for advice. If Warren Buffett invites you out for lunch, you drop everything and you go,
True.
and then you pay for lunch
Yeah.
because
Yes.
because
Absolutely.
that hour or two that you spend with somebody like that, it can be so valuable to you
Priceless.
that it's priceless. It's absolutely
Priceless.
priceless.
Absolutely
Absolutely,
priceless.
right? But one of the things I want to get to is you don't quit your job until the business that you're working on in your part-time efforts, you can live on the income from that for 6 months and bank your paycheck. You get your paycheck at the end of the week or the 2 weeks or the month or however often you get paid, you put it in your bank and don't touch it. If you can do that for 6 months, your business is solid enough so that you can quit your job. And now what you have is a 6 month cushion in your bank account
Absolutely.
already. Ready access your crypto account, bank account. I suggest crypto before a bank, but we'll
True.
get into that
True.
later. But you've got a 6 month cushion. So if there's a downfall in part of your business and you have to rethink some things and adjust your plan and that sort of thing, you've got a little bit of money to fall back on, so you can do
Backup.
that. Yeah, you've got your backup plan, right?
So you
And I
believe in
always
so you believe in plan A and plan B. There should be a plan B always.
Not always, no. Make your plan A and then make it right. You make your decisions and then you make those decisions correct.
Okay.
Always have a plan to follow through with.
Follow through it. Okay.
Never,
Mhm.
ever,
That's a better way to
never,
put it. Mhm.
yeah, never, ever rely on that plan. Have a look at what that plan is doing every month or 2 months. Have certain dates that you go through it and see what's working, see what's not, and then change that plan. I mean, if your goal is, like for me, to buy a big boat and sail around the world,
Mhm.
that plan meant that I had to have some income, some money to
True.
be able to do that. I mean,
Absolutely.
a boat that you can go around the world with, while you can spend anywhere from $40,000 all the way up to how much do you want to spend? Millions and
Exactly.
millions if you want to.
Exactly.
All depends on what you're willing to put up with in that. And same goes with a house, same goes with a car,
Yeah. True. True.
same goes with anything. So you make that plan and you set your business plan. I mean, that's part of what I did uh, back before the internet came out. Is I wrote business plans. I've been published in Yale Research on how to write a good business plan,
Wow.
right? Then
That's
you take
absolutely
that
fantastic.
plan and you follow it, and then you find out what's working and then what doesn't, and then we find whatever's not working. You figure out, and if you, this is why I say a mentor is so important. Is you can ask your mentor, what can I do differently?
True.
Because two heads are always better than one, three are better, four are
True.
better, five are better, because you can do some brainstorming and have input and then put those ideas into work to see what changes can happen.
And experience as well. Experience. You get a lot
Absolutely,
of experience. You
absolutely,
get a lot of wisdom from experience that has already been, put into place. Uh, um,
absolutely.
and the other thing is, John, do you believe in this thing that there's a popular thing saying, or rather, the thought of not to put your eggs in one basket. So do you think that just having a plan A and just one kind of a thing, investment or so whatever, is a good thing to do, or you should have a number of different options
Well,
to
there's
invest in
there's
or
two
whatever?
camps on that. I do believe in it. I don't believe in it. If your goal is to run a business, brick and mortar, or that kind of thing, then plan A, you got to put everything that you have into it. If you don't, then you started that business for a reason, right? When it comes to things like the passive income streams, okay, that's having 4 or 5 or 8 or 12 of those to make sure that if one falls, you've still got some. That's still following a specific plan. You're just spreading your money out. I mean, I don't tell people to invest in Coca-Cola and that's it, that's all. If you're going to invest in the stock market, you want to have some SpaceX, you want to have some Tesla, you want to have some
Absolutely. Spread your wings.
Amazon, you want to have a little bit of dividend shares so that
Well said.
there's always something to fall back on. But
Fall
it's
back
still
on.
it's still the blinders on that route.
True.
Then when you get into those aspects, you can start looking for other places to make your money work for you, right? And see, that's what we're taught in school. We're taught, grow up, get a good education, stamp an A on your forehead, go get a job, and you'll be okay when it comes to 60. You'll be okay when it comes to be 65 and you can retire on your government pension. Okay, how's that working out for people? It for some people it's working out okay, but those people have turned around and started another system over and above what the government offers so that they have more to be able to play with. I mean, in Canada, our pensions, when the government kicks in, aren't that much.
Survival, or is it sustainability, basically?
Survivability.
Survival, I think, yeah.
Maybe. So not having another one to play around with and have income streams from is necessity.
Mm-hmm.
Never rely on your government to look after you. I'm not saying don't support them. I'm not saying don't support them and contribute
support
to
them, but don't rely on them.
And that sort of thing. But use the laws that they put into place.
Oh, absolutely.
To look out for number one, and that's you and your family.
True.
Right. And by diversifying into other aspects, stock portfolios, you get into the Forex market, you get into those kinds of things, but doesn't mean you shouldn't get into any kind of real estate.
Mm-hmm.
Having been a landlord before myself, it's a PETA.
And I think that would be a topic of its own.
Yeah, it can be very, very lucrative.
True.
But it's not hands off. Even if you have a property management system in place to look after it all for you, you're still going to need to put time and effort into that and be able to maintain it. But it can be a very, very good income stream as a passive status. It can be.
With so many, businesses online, and that includes this new digital ecosystem of crypto platforms out there, how do you personally spot red flags or potential scams? And that way you can also talk about the drawbacks, or when it comes to real estate as well.
Well, real estate, the biggest drawback is tenants.
Mm-hmm.
If you own an apartment building, okay, you're probably going to be okay with vacant, 10% of it being vacant. Okay. If you own 2 or 3 houses and you're earning $300 a month from each of those houses,
that's
as a passive, what happens if one of your tenants comes along and says, well, I'm going to, at the end of the lease, I'm going to move. Now you're stuck with the task of finding a new tenant. Okay, yep. You may be able to up the rent a little bit so you can earn a little bit more from it. And maybe you've got a property manager to handle that for you, but that costs money too. So, having one rental income is fine. Having 2 is better. Having 3 is better still, but having an apartment building is probably the best way to go, or have 1,000 properties. You understand what I mean by that? I mean,
absolutely.
Exaggeration for one guy to look after, but you want to have enough so that if there's a gap in 1 or 2 of the properties, it doesn't affect your lifestyle.
Oh, okay.
Same with crypto. I mean, when you get into online things, Forex, I was lured into the Forex market way back before crypto was very, very lucrative, can be extremely lucrative. However, if all of a sudden it takes a downturn, what do you do? What do you do? How do you go by that?
It's pretty
You know,
challenging. Then, yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
very challenging. I mean, what you have to do in that aspect is find a broker, find a someone that does that for a living. I mean, one of my best friends at Roatan used to be the hedge fund manager for the HSBC Bank in Canada. He controlled
Okay.
billions and billions of dollars, and having him as a friend is
Absolutely.
opens up
Good advice.
a few things. But now you get into the crypto market and other passive sides like forex and that sort of thing. What you want to look for is, are the returns sustainable? You know, I probably get 8 or 10 opportunities a week. People come and go, you got to look at this. It looks
You
great.
can't say bombarded because pretty much everybody drops a lot of messages in your inbox.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, they think that
Same on this
because
side.
I do that, I'm going to follow them, and then I turn around and say, all right, well, I've looked at your program, and what about this? What about that? Why does your website say it does this, but the people that are on your groups and they are talking that? You know, you say that you can make me 24% in 12 hours? Really? I know that it's possible. I do. It's high yield investment programs. They exist. They can be lucrative. However, 99.9% of them are not. It's
Exactly.
what I look for when it comes into the crypto thing. First of all, what does their website look like? All right.
Okay.
Is it the same? Does it look the same as the guy that showed you a different one before? Does it look similar to one that you saw a week ago, last month? That sort of thing. I see anybody and their dog can go out on the internet, type in HYIP scripts, HYIP
Yeah.
scripts, and then all of a sudden all these websites will come off that'll sell you one of these scripts to start a HYIP program for $20.
Yep.
You know, and you go to
Pretty
Namecheap in
popular.
Panama,
Yeah.
which is where most of the scam ones have hosts. I like Namecheap. Don't get me wrong. I think Namecheap is a great company. The reason why that is Panama has very, very big secrecy laws. Okay, I've spoken with Namecheap about this, and you know, not even a judge can give them a court order, because the judge is not allowed to give them a court order because of privacy laws in Panama. Okay, so it's a great place to do those kinds of things. I'm not saying that Panama is a scam altogether, because it's not. It's a great place to keep your money. It's a great place to do business. It really, really is, because of those privacy things. You know, people probably remember the Panama Papers being released. Well, the guy that released those should be jailed if he isn't already, because he broke all of those laws in Panama. Right. And 99, or I'll probably say that 95% of the people that were involved in that list weren't breaking any laws whatsoever. He was the one that broke the law by making all of their information public.
Yes.
When it's private. There's a difference between public and private business. And that's one thing that I have learned over the years is it's far better to be in private business than it is to be in public business. And what I mean by public business is that, like, Joe's Garage down the street is not a private business. It's a public business, because he deals with customers all day, and he has a business license. And he has a business.
Talking of which, John, have you ever been involved in a failed or fake project? What happened and what did you take away from it?
Oh, if I could count that high, I probably would tell you. One of the drawbacks, one of the things of doing all this research that I've done over the years, since even before crypto has been around, was having a little bit of faith in some of the things that you do. And some work, some don't. You know, as far as failed project, I've been in many, many, many of them. Most of the HYIP programs out there are not sustainable. You look at some of them. One guy, I'm actually playing with one right now, telling them that that's absolutely impossible for them to do what they say they're going to do. And oh no, but yeah, okay. You tell me that it's possible for me to earn from a couple of $100 to start off with in 2 or 3 months time to have $1 trillion. You tell me how that's possible. It's not.
No,
This is where the super
definitely
high
not.
things can happen. They say they can happen, and in when you're doing the trading yourself, or you have a trusted trader that's working for you, it can be. When I do my Binance futures, well, I can't anymore because it's not available in where I am right now, and Binance is not available in Ontario. Yeah, and but when I was doing those futures tradings, it blew me away, because you can turn around and all right, you've got $100 worth of USDT to trade with.
Yep.
But with futures, you can multiply that by however much you want, up to 125 times. I did that a few times, and my best trade that I've ever done, I made about 40% in less than 30 seconds.
And this is in trading, right? Now we're talking.
This is me trading.
You
Yeah.
want to know, this is crypto trading, forex trading.
That was crypto. That was crypto trading. Yeah.
I
don't do forex anymore.
You're not doing forex anymore. Okay.
I don't do forex anymore. I am 100% crypto for about 8 years now.
Oh, okay.
Maybe even longer than that when I'm thinking about it. I'm full-fledged into crypto business.
Crypto business. Okay.
Trading is part of that. I don't do a whole lot of trading myself at the moment, because unfortunately my mindset for that, it's difficult for me to focus on it and not get emotional.
Yeah. Yes. It all works on emotions of the market. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's one thing in trading, is you got to get your emotions
you
out.
have to have.
And this is where the robots come in.
Absolutely.
The robots of today, they can trade a lot faster. Zero
emotions.
And they have no emotions, and they never sleep.
Absolutely. 24/7, you've got a bot working for you trading. There's so many AI bots now working for you. My God almighty.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So what I recommend now is find a bot that you can trust. And there's a few out there that, as from the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of passive schemes that I've looked at for crypto, some Forex and that sort of thing, I can say there are 4 that I trust right now. Okay. The reason that I trust them is because they've been around for a very long time. So, from one guy I work with, he's been doing this for 20 years, not crypto for 20 years, but he's been doing this kind of business for 20 years. And
specific business.
He's specific business. He's a good friend. I trust him with my money, and given the case, my life, if it came down to that. That's how good of a friend he is.
It's again, basically, when John, you say, when we talk about a successful passive income, so the first thing that you are looking at, and that means even for you, which is working best for you, is you must have a lot of trust in the business. So it has to be very legit. It has to be. What is something that you look at that makes it, stand apart, and you could say, yeah, this is really something that is working, or is worth investing or putting money in?
Honestly, one of the things that I first look at is the history of their website. Go to a place called whois.com, and they will tell you that's the database for every single website that's ever been created on the planet. That's Internet's database. Internet is the company that registers your website.
Okay.
Their website address.
The website.
You copy their website address without all the referral information, just the main website address, and you go to whois.com, and there's a search bar there, and you paste it in there, press play, and it will come up what the company name is, who the host is, when it was registered, and when it was last updated, and when the site was created. I that's the first thing that I look at, because I look at their site first. and go to not the registration site. Here's my register. Here's my link to register. I don't want that. I want the site itself. So you just copy the actual URL without all the referral information, paste it into your browser, and have a look. You go to the about page, and if the about page turns around and says we've been in business for 7 years and we have 700,000 members and we've done this blah 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 blah. Okay, that's great, wild, wonderful. Go to who is, and then and you find out that the name that particular website was created 2 months ago. They're lying.
I'm going to ask you that.
But no, that was just last when we updated. No, because there's an update thing on the Who Is site as well. When it was last updated? Why is it? All right, one of the banks that in Canada here is one of the best banks there is to deal with is the CIBC, and it's interesting that a financial institution created their website in 1996. Okay, they have updated it hundreds, if not thousands of times since, probably thousands, because they're a bank. They got to keep up and do all that kind of stuff. Absolutely. You type in cibc.com into the Who Is search engine, and it comes up that site was created in 1996. Okay,
all the updates are visible.
For a financial system to say they're 7 years old, but their website is 2 months old, don't believe them. Don't believe them, and don't get into an argument with them either, because it just wastes your time. Just pass, because what people are looking for when it comes to finances is for them to have a history.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, we had to change. We had to change because of this, that, and the other thing. I get it, that happens, but it's very few and far between. And the website, the original website name and creation date does not have to be altered. You can turn around, take your website down, totally revamp it, make it work again, and then re-upload it to the same domain name. There is no reason to create a new domain name. So those two coinciding, the website and the actual date it was created coinciding, is big. The next one is any registration in the UK from Companies House.
Yes. Okay. No, that's the easiest one to get nowadays. Company House.
They don't understand that. And unfortunately, most people don't check. You can go to the Companies House website, do a search for whatever number they put in or whatever name of their business, and see if it's registered or not, when it was, who's behind it, so on and so forth. Because it all
and the number of changes made,
and the number of changes made, whether they're up to date with their filing and all that kind of stuff. And there's one, you copy the number and you put it in there, and it comes out not found. Absolutely. Oh, well, wait a minute. Why are you putting this on your website? And I always ask this question. Why are you putting this on your website when it's not found in the Companies House website database or company's database? Why isn't it not found there? You're lying. This is a fake thing.
So it's very important to correlate all that information with the business that you're getting into, because those are definitely, good, red flags there. If those things are not in check and not in place, and if you're really showing young and it's not, then that's definitely, red flags there. And I think, I'm sure John would agree, you should, be very cautious. Precaution is better than cure. You definitely should be very cautious about putting your money or investing your money in such kind of business, because most likely you're going to lose those funds. Most likely. Initially, you'd be, making a couple of dollars here and there, but that company can disappear anytime, and there's no guarantee. Are there any tools, platforms, or resources you swear by to keep your income flow passively? It's a very funny question, in fact, actually.
Well, as of this moment, I can say there are 3.
Okay.
that I know. I'm sure there is more out there. The one thing that you can, if you want to be completely safe, here's what you do. You go out and you find a financial planner and you open up a mutual fund that you'll earn 2 or 3%, or maybe because of the way the market is going right now, you might be able to get up to 8 or 9%, which is pretty good when it comes to the banks, etc. Because they do share a little bit of what they earn with you. They earn a heck of a lot more than that.
True.
But if you go and you start yourself a mutual fund or an annuity or something along those lines and put $100 a month in it, or $500 a month in it over 40 years, you'll probably have enough money to maybe live on fairly well by the time you retire.
Sweet. Okay, so that's good
But
advice.
that's good advice. If you're happy with what you're doing, you're earning what you want to earn, and don't want to touch that money and want to trust it to a bank or a investors syndicate or Fidelity Trust or Edward Jones or something like that. They're the people that work there and the guys that do their things there are actually quite good people. They want to make sure that you get what they say you're going to get as best to their ability as they possibly can. Nothing in the future is guaranteed. That's the one thing. I did at one point. Point in time hold a securities license in Canada here, and did the insurance and bonds and stocks and all that kind of stuff. And the one thing, and the book that I had to study in order to pass the test was about 3 inches thick, with all the rules and regulations, and I had to memorize that. Take a test that took 3 or 4. No, it was a 4-hour test, and It was about 25 pages of questions. And one of the questions in there is, can you guarantee any future results? The answer is no.
No.
Absolutely not. Nothing is guaranteed.
Nothing is.
There are ways that you can step up the possibilities of earning, but will it be guaranteed to pay you 10-12% a month?
No.
Or 10-12% a year for the duration of the 40-year contract that you've got with?
No,
they can't, because it won't. The interest rates fluctuate, and they all go by various interest rates. That's one of the things that I look for. Is it a steady interest rate they're saying, or is it an earnings rate that they're saying, or is it a variable one?
Okay.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, John, at the end of the day, when we're talking about passive income, would you categorize this as one particular business that is, or you could include into passive earning passively, basically, or it's different from the crypto sphere, where it's a different ball game altogether with regards to what's happening nowadays, where a lot of people are investing or putting money into digital currency, crypto business opportunities, so on and so forth?
Passive means you don't have to do anything, or very, very little, which turns into an investment portfolio that somebody else looks after for you. Or maybe you look after it yourself and do the adjustments as they're necessary. If you're not that well versed in how to do those kinds of things, then hire somebody. Like one guy I talked to a couple of years back, he said, what if I were to turn around and make your investments for you and then you paid me 20%? My answer was, if you make me $1 million, I'll be happy to give you 200 grand.
20%.
Absolutely happy to do so. Absolutely. But if you don't, then I'm coming after you.
That's another good answer.
You won't last long in this business, and all you have to do is remain transparent with me, saying, I know I said that you're probably going to get 10 or 12% a month with this, or even 40% a year with this, but things have taken a downturn, so that's going to go go south a little bit for the next little while.
That's a very good thing you brought up.
Transparent, I'm happy with you. If you're not, I don't want anything to do with you.
John, that's a very good thing you brought up, because sustainability is one thing, but being transparent is a very big thing. You have to be transparent in a business. I need to know what I'm getting into. Is there an agreement? If I've signed up for such an agreement, I've invested for such an agreement. If this was not part of the agreement, then that business is not actually doing its thing. It's not right. And actually, then you should just get out of it. Basically, you shouldn't even invest in it. In fact, for starts.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Now,
and like I say,
yeah. Go ahead.
The red flags that I mentioned earlier, look for those. There's a whole list of things more that I could go through, but those are the two main things. And for those ones that say they're not registered are registered somewhere other than the UK, there's a site called opencorporates.com. Type their number in there, and they're a database for all registered businesses on the planet.
Okay, that's another good one. Good advice.
Anyway, yeah.
Okay, here's another interesting question that we have here. What advice would you give to someone just starting out, especially if they have limited capital but big motivation?
Be cautious. Limited capital, if you've only got $100 to invest, you can do some good things with it. Find somebody that you trust that knows about these things, because if you've only got $100 to invest, you're not doing very well. Yeah, it all depends on where you live.
Yeah, exactly.
Here in Canada, the average income for a Canadian is about $60,000. The average income for a Filipino is 14,000 pesos, 15,000 pesos a month, which is about $400.
Yep.
The average income for a Honduran is between $300 and $400 a month. The average income for someone in Africa is $200 or $300 a month.
True.
Some of my friends in Africa, if they make $5 a day, they're happy.
Exactly.
So the $100 to you, $100 to me may not be that much, but for somebody in the Honduras, that's a quarter or a half of what they make in a month. And they work 7 hours or 6 days a week, 8 to 10 hours a day, and they're hard workers and they're good at what they do. It's just the economy there doesn't allow large. But the caveat to that is you can rent a place in Honduras for $100 a month
because of the standard of living.
Yeah. Another thing in Honduras is, if you're a Honduran citizen, if you go to public land, stake it out, and grow a banana tree, that land is yours.
You're kidding me.
No.
People, you can go ahead and plant banana trees, and that land is yours.
If you're a Honduran citizen.
If you're a Honduran citizen.
If you're a foreigner, you can buy property there, but in Philippines, a foreigner can't even own property there. You can own a condo, but you can't own the land. That land is reserved for Filipinos only. So in those kinds of things, last winter we spent in the Philippines, we were able to live quite well on about $1,200 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We had a 3-bedroom house. We rented in a gated community, a yard just big enough so that by the time you're tired of the yard work, you're finished. But yeah,
they usually give the, if you can't own the land, they usually rent out the land to you. Basically,
that's right.
They rent it out for a certain 99 years or
long-term leases are available.
You don't get the
whatever
ownership.
You build on that property that you own.
Yeah.
But when the lease comes up, what are you going to do with a concrete house that you built on a bunch of land that isn't yours, and the lease is up and they don't want to renew it?
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
But lifestyles in developing nations, which is basically Mexico South in North America. I'm not sure about Europe. A lot of the Baltics are fairly cheap to live in, and Africa definitely cheaper to live in, that sort of thing. But you get into Western nations, Australia, England, uh,
Very high standard of
Canada,
living.
United States, the G7, the G8, and if you're not earning 10 grand a month, you're almost in poverty.
True, true, true. Talking of which,
Try,
John, where do you see the future of passive income leading, especially with now introduction of AI, the artificial intelligence ecosystem, Web3, and decentralized finance growing so rapidly?
get on it. Get on it. Never stop learning. There are so many courses out there right now. I'm actually going to be beginning an AI usability learning courses in the next couple of days.
It's very popular. It's very popular.
Get on it. Learn how to use it. Take advantage of it. Turn it around and make it work for you, not against you.
Absolutely. Educate yourself and use it to make money. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's face it. Do you really want to be working a 9-to-5 job for 40 years to be able to live? You retire when you're 65 and then you die 3, 4, 5 years later.
Mm.
Do you really want to do that and enjoy your life when you're, getting into the ages? 60, 65 is really not that old anymore. I mean, I'm 60. I feel like my brain says I'm still 25.
Well, you still look young.
but as we get into those ages, right, we can't do as much.
No.
Right. Some of the things, unless you've been absolutely a physical gem your entire life.
True.
And most people aren't.
You have to be realistic. Yeah.
You have to be realistic. And do you want to start living your life the way you want to live it when
Absolutely.
you retire? What is retirement? Is it I see all these posts and advertisements that they're raising a lot of politics. Are raising the retirement age to 70. Well, what do you mean? Well, what is retirement? Is it the ability to be able to live your life on your own terms, or is it meeting a certain date when you're 65 and then taking it? What that means is the retirement age for collecting your government pension has been moved up to 70.
Absolutely.
From 65, right? What's stopping you from while you're in your 20s? Right. I've got one system right now. I won't mention it on here because this is being edited. So, but anyway, I've got one thing on here that I'd love to go to a bunch of 18-year-olds that just graduated high school and say, you know what, do this. Go get a job for 3 years. Put $100 a month away for 3 years, and you'll retire in 3 years. You'll be able to live life the way you want to on about 35 grand a month in 3 years.
True.
And that's backed by banks and insurance companies. They've been in business for 10 years now. 2016.
Yeah, they've been.
You probably know who I'm talking about.
Absolutely, I know. I'm very well versed with it. Yes, okay. and I think it's one of the most interesting passive incomes that I've ever come across in my life. And if you've not heard about it, I think it's already in the winds. And if you've not heard about it, I think you're losing out big time in your life.
You are.
Actually, to let go of such an opportunity where you can 3 years, 5 years, or 7 years down the line, you would be sitting on a truckload of money and enjoying the fruits of what you may call it.
Of your labor, because it's your labor that put that together.
Absolutely.
Right? Granted, I mean, we need people to change our tires. We need people to pump the gas. We need people to man the stores and that sort of thing. But that doesn't mean that those people have to go to Walmart when they're 65 and get a greeting job.
No, absolutely.
Why aren't people coming out of, and I did this, right? Came out of high school. I went to college and did some other things. I got my insurance, securities licenses, and did that for a while. And I learned how the financial system works. And I quit. because I did not like the way that people were being treated in that aspect. Why is it that a bank is going to pay you 8% a year when they earn 45, 50, 80, 100% a month? And they
It just doesn't
do.
make sense, right? It
It
just
doesn't make
doesn't make
sense.
sense at all.
You know, why is it that an insurance company will do whatever they can? Don't get me wrong. Most insurance companies are very, very good when it comes to smaller claims.
Yes.
You know, life insurance, those kinds of things in the smaller claims. But when it, and I know this for a fact because I've read the guidelines, okay? When that claim gets to a certain dollar figure, they will automatically say, no, your policy doesn't cover it. Why? And that's whether the policy does or it doesn't. They say that because when they do, 27% of the people will go, oh, that's disappointing, and carry on with their life and not bother fighting it.
Because of, again, the fear factor, or they are just don't want to go ahead and
No, they believe that the insurance company's telling them the truth, because I mean, what major corporation on the planet wouldn't lie to you? Would lie to you?
So they believe it on face value.
They take it on face value. The insurance agent comes, and I was tasked with this. They're going, we can't pay you because of this. Oh yeah, but that's not true. Well, you look at your policy, and the policies are written to be 2 inches thick with.
Don't have time to read them.
Well, it's not just that. It's not just that, Nelly. They're 2 inches thick. Well, maybe that's an exaggeration, but they're also written in a font we don't like to read.
Absolutely.
Small enough so that we just don't bother reading it.
John, actually, that's 99.9% of the time. Any of the things that we sign or look at or invest in, many of those fonts are written in such kind of characters that I doubt anybody reads them. And that's what we always say. Please read what you sign. Before you sign, please read what you're actually signing.
Not just read, but understand. Because remember, it's written in a different language. Legalese is different than English.
That's a good one. There
are different definitions to certain words. That if you use the word like person, for instance, you and I use just having a conversation on the back porch here with a beverage in hand and waiting on the barbecue, using that word, oh, this person did that, it means a completely different thing than in the legal world.
Yeah.
Right. There are so many words that are like that. And what you have to do is know that if the word is used in a legal document, first place you look is the definition section of that document. Is the word there? Is it defined there? If it is, that's the definition you have to use in that document. If it's not there because it's a legal document, you have to next go to a legal dictionary and find out what the definition is in the legal dictionary and use that. If it's not in the legal dictionary, then you go to Webster's and use that.
It's sad many of us don't do that kind of a homework. We just go
know that.
Into the
Most
business.
People don't know that. Right?
Education. That's where you have to educate people to do that. People, this is very important. This is pearls of wisdom. Whenever you have an official document, definitely go through each and every legalities, the fonts, the contract, the listing down there. Read and understand, as John said, understand. Try to find correlation with what's the meaning and the reference, the legal reference to it, and then take action after that. Don't jump to conclusion, and don't be what's the saying there, John? Haste makes waste, right? So don't do anything in a hurry, Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely. Now, John, what's a myth about passive income or crypto you'd love to bust?
A myth?
Mm-hmm.
That I'd love to bust. That's interesting. That it's difficult.
That's a good one, actually. Yes. People think
the
acting is difficult.
it's really, I mean, I have a legal background. I have a corporate background. I have a securities background and that sort of thing. So I understand a little bit more than average Joe Sixpack and Sally Housewife do. But maybe those aren't good terms to use. But I don't care. I'm not politically correct. but but
But in
but
layman terms, some layman person.
layman don't get taught these things.
Absolutely.
Right? It's something that the three things that are not taught in our educational system is finance, legal, and the other one's inconsequential. It escapes me right now. But financial and legal are not taught. Oh, entrepreneurship. But it is
exactly. I think that's
we're not taught to be entrepreneurs. We're taught to be drones, to go to work 9 to 5 for your boss, and your boss is,
yes.
and this is something that I rally against too. Is why should the boss be able to make $1 billion and the employees only earn a million, so to speak?
Exactly.
While that boss put up his money, his time, his effort, his risk, bought the building, bought the equipment, bought all that stuff so that you can make your pencil. And I can replace you making pencils in a heartbeat. You can't replace me. I took the risk to give you that job.
Yeah,
but the myth that it's difficult, you just have to seek it out. And there's so many things out there. My God, so many things out there to learn AI, to learn entrepreneurship, to learn. These are skills that you can learn as we go along. And it's just a matter of picking up a book. Read 15, 20 minutes a day. Don't read. I mean, romance novels and sci-fi novels. I mean, I even wrote one, but they're all well and wonderful and good for entertainment. Netflix is great for entertainment, and I take part in that too. There's some shows I like, but I will spend my time reading and learning about the financial stuff, how to operate, how to win friends and influence people. I'll read Think and Grow Rich. I'll read it. One of the oldest books on the self-help books on the planet, Think and Grow Rich, was written in the 30s. Still has so much poignance today.
That's a good book, Think and Grow Rich. Yes,
incredible.
And there was another one, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, right?
Yep, Robert Kiyosaki is somebody to listen to.
Yeah, I love this book.
Look what he's done with his life.
Amazing.
I remember him talking about him and his he's got two dads.
Yes.
One is his dad, and the other is his best friend's dad, who's the rich one.
Dad.
Right?
Yep.
Him and his friend and his dad were on the beach in Hawaii one day talking about things, and the rich dad, his friend's dad said, this piece of property here is for sale, and it's really not that much when you think about it, and we should probably think about buying it and making some developments on it. And Kiyosaki said back to him, he says, well, can you afford it? And he said, no, I can't afford it, but my business can.
That's it.
And there's so much power in that statement. And we need to look deeper into it, in that we personally don't necessarily want to have an income. There's a legal word for you. We personally want to be able to earn as much as it takes to survive.
Oh, that's a lot of wisdom there.
But have a business or a trust or some entity, an LLC, S corp, or I'm not sure how they work it over in Europe there, but you want to have an entity that can take all your liabilities for you. Right? You look at Elon Musk. How much money does that guy make? Not a lot. Same with Bezos. Same with Richard Branson. Branson's one of my heroes when it comes to business. I love the way that guy does business. One of his quotes is, he's
one of the polished businessmen out there. Very.
He is. He's got some other sides I don't like about him, but as far as his business, as far as his business attitude is concerned, I admire the heck out of him.
He's the CEO of
The
Virgin
sto-
Atlantic, right?
he is Virgin. It's Virgin everything.
Yeah,
Virgin everything.
Atlantic.
Virgin everything. He owns it. And how Virgin Airways was started was an absolutely insane story. He was waiting for a flight to Santa Lucia in Florida one day, and it got canceled. He had to make it there for a meeting, and it was a very important meeting. So he said, "What am I going to do?" He turned around and he went to every airline kiosk in the airport and said, "Who's going to charter me an airplane? I don't have any money to pay for it right now, but there's a flight that just got canceled over there, and I'll have it filled within 20 minutes." Yeah, his flight got canceled, and he went out and found a company that would charter him an airplane. And what he did was he turned around, figured out how much he needed to pay for the airplane, and then figured out the number of people that are on the site, and he wrote down on a piece of cardboard with a Sharpie marker, and went to the gate where everybody's going, "I don't have a flight," and held up the sign that said flight to St. Lucia, or wherever it was he was going, for $39 a seat. Who's in? That plane was full like that, and that was the start of Virgin Airlines.
Wow, that is amazing. That is amazing.
Yep. And the quote that I like from him the best is, "Train your employees so that they could leave tomorrow. Treat them so they never will."
Oh, wow. That is amazing. That's absolutely amazing. Well, of course, if you treat them well, they will never leave you.
That's right. That's right. If you got
very
good.
True, actually, Captain, because 99.9%, if you look at when you're working for someone with the 9 to 5 job, like we've always said, okay, the 9 to 5 job is very important, but it's also very important where you're working, because it's the kind of treatment you get can also help you with the kind of income that you're surviving with, or you're tackling with your situation. Because if you're not being, if the other thing behind that is, if you don't love what you do, then that's also going to give you another kind of a setback. Because if you're passionate about something, or if you're enjoying doing something or the work that you're doing, then you won't regret or complain about it, and it'll help you also on the sidelines to start that passive income that you're looking forward to. But if you're not happy with your current job, then you won't be able to focus on the passive income part as well. They go hand in hand.
That's another one of my not my famous saying. I don't know who came up with it first, but do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life.
Absolutely. Yes, I've heard that one. That's true. That's true. So talking of which, John, what's the best piece of advice you've ever received about money or entrepreneurship?
Just do it.
Nike, huh?
Well, to coin a phrase, yeah. But I mean, the fact of the matter is, if you think about it too much, you'll overthink it and you won't. If somebody offers you an opportunity that is valid and bona fide, why are you not? Try it. Nothing is easy, right? We just get better at doing it.
So basically, you shouldn't be scared to put your idea into action.
No.
Just go for it.
Just go for it. Take the step. Another one of Branson's quotes: "If you want to make $1 million, you better not be afraid to lose 100,000."
Okay.
Right?
So it's
like
the
I
same
said
way
before.
with passive income. If you want to make a couple of good, a good income, you have to be able to, take the risk to lose a certain amount. But again, here, John, here's a cliche. When many a times we say in passive income, please, there's always a disclaimer, an earning disclaimer. Put in how much that you can afford to lose.
Absolutely. That goes with stocks, that goes with bonds, it goes with mutual funds, it goes with any investment that you possibly can do. You can turn around and right now, I don't recommend buying a house.
It's not the market for a house right now.
It's not the market. It's gonna go down quite a bit in the coming months, I think.
Okay.
You look for the lows. Be smart about it. There are things that you can do, and there are things that you shouldn't do. One of them is taking your rent money and saying, if I just put it in this, they say that they'll give me this much, so by the time they pay out, I'll have my rent money plus more. Well, don't do that, because what's more important, more dollars in your pocket or paying your rent?
True.
Right?
Very true.
When you earn your income, there's three things that you need to do with it first. The very first thing is give 10% of it away. If giving to your church is the way that you want to go, great. Churches can do some pretty awesome work. You can give it to your community. You can give it to food banks. You can give it to people that are in desperate need of help, and those kinds of things. Give it away. Why is that so important? Because it's a mindset, right? That means that you've always got enough to be able to help somebody.
Abundance.
And when you help somebody, that energy goes out into the universe and more will come back to you.
I was just going to say that. You're telling the universe, you're sending the signal to the universe that I'm abundant and you're going to give me prosperity. You're going to be prosperous, and you'll be able, when you're prosperous, you'll be able to help many out there to be prosperous as well. At least comfortable. Yes, exactly.
Comfortable. Yeah, poor people can't help poor people.
Absolutely
financially.
not. Absolutely not.
I mean, granted, Great Wild and Wonderful is being able to volunteer time and help out that way, and I commend people that do that. But one thing that I asked is, are you financially stable enough to be able to volunteer?
Mm.
Are you earning enough so those hours don't count toward your family?
That's a good question.
I love the fact that people volunteer. Don't get me wrong, and I respect them and honor them for that, because I do a little bit myself. Actually, online I do quite a lot, but don't volunteer your time if you're struggling.
Time is money. It's very
don't
important.
Volunteer your time. If you're
John,
struggling
it's a very good thing you brought up. It's a very good thing you brought up. I read somewhere as well. You're not disrespecting someone when you put your feet down or say no. It's only giving yourself respect for the value that you're giving and for the time that you're spending for that particular action that you're taking or service that you're providing. And it has to be done with gratitude. So nobody should just take you for granted. Right. They shouldn't be able to take, they shouldn't take advantage of you at the end of the day.
And so be prepared to say no. Be prepared to say no, because once you have the means, you will have the sharks.
Oh, I like that one. I like that one. That's interesting. Now,
the means brings the sharks.
Final question I have for you, John. You've talked to us about so many things, and I'm sure the listeners have got a lot of information here, and they have a lot to download. And we've talked about crypto. We've talked about passive income, related to many things in the past. We've talked about current kind of businesses. We've talked about red flags and things, how to identify. Now, you've given us your journey. You've told us about your thing. And you've also talked about the myths of passive income, etc. Do you have a daily or weekly habit that helps you stay consistent with your online earnings and so on and so forth that you keep track of?
I do. I get up in the morning and I honestly sometimes I go to my phone first, but most of all I like to sit and have a coffee and just chill. Take in some positive energy, and
it's important, right?
Those kinds of things. Yeah, it's important to get your day started with that. I take supplements. I take, I don't eat breakfast. I have lunch about 1 or 2 o'clock with good food, Those kinds of things are so very important. Number
Okay.
two is when I do get to my computer, there's a routine that I go through with check marks and check balances and some things that I need to do. I call it it's my button pressing time, because I sit here and I press buttons. I press buttons and I press buttons and I press buttons to maintain the platforms that are actually working for me. Then I go into some of the ones. I have a list of things that people have asked me to check out. I go in there and I check them out. I try to get through 3 or 4 of them and see how good or probably bad they are. And then
So
let
you have a
people know,
checklist.
I'm not
Basically.
interested in that, nor should you be, because of this, that, and the other thing, and that sort of thing. And one of the others is always make sure you take time for your family.
That is an important one. Family is priority, no doubt about that.
Yeah.
Don't let it be over you want to make an income, that's good, but definitely family time is very important.
And that's where passive comes into play.
Exactly.
So very, very wildly. Why would it be, right? I mean, you look at the differences. We guys, we are built for working. We're built for the stress. We're built to go out and get the things done that need to get done in order to raise a family and so on and so forth. And the gals are nurturing. And I'm not saying that they can't get the stuff that's needed done either. They can, absolutely. But you ask a mother where she would rather be, at her 9-to-5 job or raising her children.
Definitely raising her children.
Definitely raising her children.
Definitely raising.
There
her
are
children.
some out there that don't care. My question there
True.
is,
I agree.
why are you a parent then? Why are you a parent? I mean, it's in every guy and every gal's DNA, I think, to want to start a family.
Absolutely.
That's why we're here. Be fruitful and multiply. I read that somewhere.
Oh, I'm sure there are many listeners here who definitely want to multiply.
Yeah. Of course we do. We want to have a legacy. We want to leave some things, and we want to put our part into the world to make it better.
Just don't multiply passively.
No. Well. Yeah, that's a whole different conversation, Nelly.
Exactly. I'll leave that there.
Leave that one to that genre.
Oh, absolutely. John, it's been a pleasure talking to you. Is there some place where people can, or the listeners can find you, follow your journey and learn more about your work? Definitely go ahead. You can go ahead and put that here so that I can even put it down, and then people can follow you and follow your work and get to know you even more. That would be nice.
Telegram is the best place to get a hold of me.
Awesome. I'll drop your Telegram ID down there so then people can get in touch with you.
I do have email. I do have WhatsApp. I prefer Telegram. Telegram is I like Telegram because of the guy who owns it, who started it. I like Telegram because it's private. I like Telegram because it's capable of doing so many things. Right, and they're developing it more and more and more. WhatsApp is okay. Supposedly everything on there is private. Telegram has a very high limit, and if you pay for a Telegram membership, I think it's $20 a year or something silly like that. Yeah. That is, you can have hundreds of thousands of people in a group.
And talking of passive, right now Telegram is now now you have a wallet, and you can now have the crypto. So it's
depending on where you are in the world, the Telegram wallet doesn't work in the Philippines, but I think it works here.
And it's using Ton.
Using Ton, yes.
Yeah. So that's awesome. So there you go. You've got more passive income available there. You could use a Telegram tool there, and you can make money and have a wallet there, a crypto wallet there, and actually learn about crypto there itself and get things done. Anyway, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much, John. I know I've taken quite a lot of your time. Precious time.
I don't mind.
Money, But it's been a pleasure getting to learn a lot of things from you, coming from a person who's so experienced, who has such a colorful background, and there's so much knowledge and wisdom. It's been a pleasure. And I'm sure the listeners also, when they listen to all, the questions and the answers that were here, or the discussion that they hear, they'll definitely relate to it and have, they'd have comments and things that they want to share. Definitely they can go ahead and put that down. And, I'd love to go ahead and get your feedback as well as mine. I'll be anyway responding, but if there's something, then I'll definitely have John also respond to it. And that'd be nice.
Sure.
Thank you so much once again, John.
Sure. Well, thanks for having me, Nelly. And I really appreciate your time and efforts to put all of this together. It's amazing that you're willing to step out there like that. It's not easy.
Yeah, people need to know. We need to educate people. At the end of the day, we need to educate people, because right now, passive income is one thing, but if you don't know some things and you start off with the wrong foot forward, then you can lose money. You can risk a lot of things, and it's better to be prepared. Like they say, precaution is better than cure. So definitely getting the right ingredients from the right person, and you're the right person there. We have a lot of experience in this industry. We're all from the same shade and think, but it's always good to have a Q&A and get a third party or a second party.
Absolutely.
So it's always opinion. So that way people say, yeah, okay, there's something to talk about, there's something to understand, and that's how they can move forward. More comfortability, and the fear factor gets removed from the equation then, and that's really important. So thank you once again, John, and you have a great evening on your end. I think it's going to be it's past.
Yeah, 3:00 now, 2:37 right now. So it's getting into the evening part.
Yeah, it's getting into the evening. You're going to have your lunch now, or you've already had.
That's the next plan. Is
absolutely. So enjoy your meal, and and thank you so much once again, guys, and thank you for listening, and we'll catch up with you later. And there you have it, folks. From the bridge of a ship to the front lines of financial freedom, Captain John Willms just showed us what true reinvention looks like. If there's one thing to take away from today's episode, it's this. You don't need to work harder. You just need to work smarter, and maybe online. So take a moment, reflect on the gems dropped today, and think about your next step on your passive pathway. Remember, if you can automate it, you can liberate yourself from it. Work less, live more, earn forever. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe, share, follow, and keep walking the passive pathway with us. I'm Nelson, aka Nelly, and I'll catch you in the next one. Until then, stay curious, stay chill, and stay profitable.
Wake up slow, the coffee hot. Money moves while you are not. No more hustle, no more grind. Earn it smart and save some time. Plug it and tune out the noise. Watch your crypto make some noise. Click some streams and big dreams. Living light with passive themes. This the passive pathway. Freedom meets your payday. No boss, no clock, just Wi-Fi latte. We be chillin', we be billin', no limits, just reelin'. Earn smart each day. On the passive pathway. Sunrise high, the world below. Cash still flows while you let go. No more stress, no more chase. Money works at its own pace. Set it up, then walk away. Watch the numbers grow each day. Hands are free, but pockets full. Passive life so beautiful. This for passive pathway. Freedom meets your payday. No boss, no clock, just Wi-Fi latte. We be chillin', we be billin', no limits, just willing. Earn it smart each day. Freedom meets your payday. No boss, no clock, just Wi-Fi latte. We be chillin', we be billin', no limits, just win. Earn it smart each day.